Hey everybody, and welcome to Entrepreneurial Edge. Today we're diving into 15 books that can fundamentally change how you see the world and your place in it. These aren't just books you read, they're books that read right back. From Dostoevsky's exploration of guilt and redemption to Frankl's lessons on finding meaning in suffering, these books offer timeless wisdom. So get ready to expand your mind and maybe even crack open a book or two. We're starting our journey with a real doozy. Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. It's a murder mystery, but it's really more about the guilt, the doubt, and the search for redemption that churns inside all of us. Dostoevsky shoves these messy, complicated emotions right in your face and forces you to confront them head-on. This book is dark, it's intense, and it asks some seriously tough questions about faith, free will, and the human condition. It's like staring into a mirror, but instead of your reflection, you see all the dark corners of your own soul. Dostoevsky believed that by confronting our guilt, by acknowledging the darkness within, we could actually find a path to redemption. It's heavy stuff, but trust me, it's worth the wait. Next up, we have Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, a book born out of unimaginable suffering. Frankl, a psychiatrist, wrote this book after surviving the horrors of Nazi concentration camps. He argues that even in the face of suffering, we have the freedom to choose our attitude, to find meaning in our experiences. He introduces the concept of logotherapy. It's in this search for meaning that we find strength to endure and grow. Buckle up, because we're heading into some seriously heavy territory with Alexander Solzhenitsyn's The Gulag Archipelago. This book is a gut punch, a harrowing account of the Soviet labor camps under Stalin's rule. Solzhenitsyn, himself a survivor of the Gulag, doesn't hold back. He lays bare the brutality, the dehumanization, and the sheer scale of suffering. It's also a profound reflection on the nature of good and evil, and the resilience of the human spirit. A reminder to be vigilant in defending freedom and recognizing humanity in everyone. Let's dive into some philosophical poetry with Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spake Zarathustra. Nietzsche can be a firecracker, known for bold pronouncements and ideas that some might call out there. Written in a poetic style, it tells the story of Zarathustra, a prophet-like figure sharing his wisdom. His message? Embrace our potential, become the Übermensch by transcending our limitations. Nietzsche was all about questioning everything, rejecting dogma and blind faith. Through this struggle, we could achieve a higher state of being. It's dense, provocative, and will leave you with more questions than answers. Now, let's dive into the world of ethics with Baruch Spinoza's masterpiece, simply titled Ethics. This book is a philosophical deep dive into the nature of reality, God, and how we ought to live our lives. Spinoza saw God not as some bearded dude in the sky, but as synonymous with nature itself. Everything, according to Spinoza, is part of this one, infinite substance, and understanding this interconnectedness is key to living a moral life. Spinoza believed that reason was our greatest tool, and that by living rationally, we could achieve true freedom and happiness. It's a demanding read, but it's also incredibly rewarding. It challenges you to think deeply about the world, your place in it, and what it truly means to live a good life. Let's shift gears and talk about a more contemporary work, Jordan Peterson's Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life. Peterson argues that we need both order and chaos in our lives, that too much of either can lead to stagnation or destruction. He encourages us to embrace responsibility, to stand up straight with our shoulders back, to pursue meaning and purpose in a chaotic world. Peterson draws heavily on mythology, psychology, and religious texts to make his points, is sure to spark debate and introspection. It encourages us to grapple with the big questions, take responsibility for our lives, and strive for meaning amidst life's inevitable chaos. Now let's journey east and delve into the ancient wisdom of Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism. This book is all about living in harmony with the Tao, the way, a concept that's hard to define, but encompassing the natural order of the universe. Encourages us to embrace simplicity, humility, and non-action, not in the sense of doing nothing, but in acting in accordance with the natural flow of the universe. It's about letting go of control, accepting the ebb and flow of life, and finding peace within ourselves and the world around us. Its teachings on balance, humility, and living in harmony are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Get ready to explore the mystical side of Eastern thought with The Secret of the Golden Flower. This ancient Chinese text, shrouded in mystery and symbolism, is a guide to inner alchemy, to cultivating and refining our inner energy, or qi. Blending Taoist, Buddhist, and Confucian ideas, it offers practical meditation techniques and spiritual practices aimed at achieving enlightenment. Even if you're not into the whole mystical thing, the book's emphasis on self-cultivation, mindfulness, and inner peace is something we can all learn from. Is a reminder that true transformation begins within, and that by tending to our inner garden, we can blossom into our fullest potential. Let's step back in time to ancient Rome and spend some time with Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, and his personal reflections, Meditations. This book isn't meant to be a grand philosophical treatise, but rather a series of personal notes and reminders that Aurelius wrote to himself. Imagine being the emperor of Rome, having all that power and responsibility on your shoulders. Yet throughout his reign, Aurelius remained grounded, committed to virtue and wisdom. Is filled with practical advice on dealing with adversity, controlling our emotions, and living a virtuous life. It's a reminder that true power lies not in external circumstances, but in our internal state, in our ability to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and equanimity. Let's face it, we've all wished for more time at some point. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us in his essay on the shortness of life that it's not about the quantity of time we have, but how we choose to use it. Seneca argues that we often waste our precious time on trivial pursuits, on chasing fleeting pleasures, or worrying about things beyond our control. Instead, he urges us to live intentionally, to focus on what truly matters. Cultivating wisdom, pursuing virtue, and spending time with loved ones is a powerful call to action, a reminder that we shouldn't squander the precious time we have. Need a quick dose of Stoic wisdom? Look no further than Epictetus's The Enchiridion, which translates to handbook or manual. This little book is like a pocket guide to Stoic philosophy, packed with practical advice on living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of self-control, of recognizing what's within our power to change and what's not. He reminds us that we can't control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. Is full of these little nuggets of wisdom that can help you navigate the challenges of life with more resilience and peace of mind. Prepare for a philosophical journey into the heart of ideal governance with Plato's The Republic. This classic work explores justice, the ideal state, and what it means to live a good life. Through dialogues with Socrates, Plato tackles justice, the philosopher king, and society. It's challenging but rewarding. A cornerstone of Western philosophy, its insights still resonate today. Let's continue our philosophical exploration with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, a foundational text in moral philosophy. Aristotle believed that the ultimate goal of human life was happiness, or a state of flourishing, of living well and doing well. But for Aristotle, happiness wasn't about fleeting pleasures or material wealth. It was about living a virtuous life, about cultivating character traits like courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Is a guidebook to living a virtuous life, to developing our character, and to achieving true happiness. Aristotle argues that virtue is something we cultivate through practice, through making virtuous choices in our daily lives. Get ready for a dose of political realism with Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince. This book, often considered controversial for its pragmatic and sometimes ruthless approach to leadership, offers a stark look at the acquisition and maintenance of power. Machiavelli, writing during the Italian Renaissance, wasn't concerned with idealistic notions of morality and leadership. He was interested in what worked, in the strategies and tactics that allowed rulers to maintain power and stability. Is full of advice on how to deal with enemies, win and keep the support of the people, and navigate the treacherous waters of political life. While some might find Machiavelli's advice cynical, offers valuable insights into the dynamics of power and the complexities of leadership. We're ending our journey with a chilling dystopian masterpiece, George Orwell's 1984. This book, published in 1949, paints a stark and terrifying picture of a totalitarian regime where Big Brother is always watching. Orwell's vision of a world where history is rewritten and love is a threat to the state has resonated with readers for decades. It's a book that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about power and the fragility of freedom. So there you have it, 15 books that have the power to challenge, inspire, and maybe even change how you see the world. Which book resonated with you the most? Which one are you most excited to read? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Entrepreneurial Edge for more thought-provoking content. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those pages turning.